The shocking truth about your mind's hidden superpower. What has to change in your life if making that one adjustment brings about manifestations like money showing up, relationships getting better, you looking more beautiful and desirable, and you getting only love and respect? Hey dude, I have something to tell you today that will blow your mind. It has been within you all along, and may be shocking how much power it really holds. Are you prepared? For after this information arrives, there is no way of return. Your thoughts are not merely random sounds in your head. I know. You've heard the whole positive thinking talk before. But stick with me, because this goes way deeper than just putting on a happy face. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're at a fancy restaurant, and the waiter comes up to take your order. But instead of telling him what you want, you start listing off all the things you don't want. I don't want the steak. I don't want the salmon. I definitely don't want any vegetables. Sounds ridiculous, right? But that's exactly what most of us do with our lives every single day. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to feel stuck in this dead-end job. Here's the truth. Your mind is that waiter, and it's taking your order 24/7. And just like that confused waiter at the restaurant, your mind has no idea what to actually bring you when all you're doing is listing off what you don't want. But here's where it gets really wild. Your mind isn't just passively taking orders, it's actively cooking up exactly what you're focusing on. That's right, you become what you think. You become what you think. Thoughts becomes things. Now I know what you're thinking, come on. It can't be that simple. My life is a mess, and I can't just think my way out of it. No manifestation take place. It is sorrowful. Not a dime is being earned. Relationship has issues. Lack of esteem. Love is absent. Nobody cares about me, and my life is confused. Listen to yourself first. What are you talking about? Pay close attention to yourself. If you pay attention, you will observe that all your utterances are characterized by one common theme. This does not exist. This does not exist. This does not exist. That doesn't exist either. And whatnot. That is a lacking mindset. You see, self-talk can be so powerful. Those words actually form who we are, or at least they have an impact on our personality traits. And why not change them if they just happen to represent someone else's belief about myself? Then one night, after walking home from work, I ended up in front of my mirror. This was where all those times I had wanted to kill my reflection came back to haunt me. Henceforth, I realized that my self-talk needed a revamp. Whenever anyone spoke positively about their lives, even if it's just day-to-day stuff like having had a good meal or sleeping well, it felt like they were saying things about me too. Almost everything sounded apt for such individuals, including myself until then. That evening finally taught me something unforgettable. Performing this task only took me 7 days, ultimately making it feel both silly but also exhilarating at the same time. After flipping these scripts around inside us, quite literally turning negatives into positives within ourselves, we can't help but smile inside out, at least sometimes. Less than 8 months later, as fate would have it, now I'm engaged not through any forceful means, but rather through divine providence. So instead of ignoring negativity, let's embrace ourselves back, since if not, don't know whom else will. Certainly nobody else would choose to invest emotions been turned upside down over those years past. At my lowest point in life, I swore never again to look at the mirror. But that night, it happened with an inexplicable sense of guilt. For a whole week, I had been trying to say something positive whenever negative thoughts crossed my mind. It was like, whenever anyone uttered anything good about the day, or such small things like sleeping well at night, for instance, my reaction was always, they must be talking about me too. I think until then, everything they said sounded just right for them, including me also. But that night would eventually become unforgettable for me. If you think it is impossible to avoid such words forever, the truth is that there's nothing impossible under the sun. Conversely, I decided an experiment in this regard. So every time a negative thought crossed my mind, I made sure to replace it with another that was positive immediately after its articulation. As such, what transpired during those 7 days felt both ridiculous and liberating at once. After we changed these "I'm not good enough" became "I'm constantly growing and improving." Nothing ever works out for me turned into "I attract amazing opportunities. Why even bother trying?" transformed into "every attempt brings me closer to success." Now, I'll be honest, at first it felt weird, like I was trying to brainwash myself with some cheap self-help mantras. But then something weird started happening. I noticed little shifts. The barista at my local coffee shop started remembering my name and order. I nailed a presentation at work that I'd been stressing about. A cute stranger smiled at me on the subway. Someone unknown person said good morning to me. Small things, sure, but it was like the universe was giving me a little wink, saying, "Hey, I see what you're doing there. Keep it up." And so I did. I kept at it, day after day, week after week. And you know what? Those little changes started turning into bigger ones. That dead-end job, I landed a promotion. The rocky relationship, we had some honest conversations and came out stronger. And that sad little bank account, let's just say it's not looking so sad anymore. Now, I'm not saying I magically turned into a millionaire overnight or anything. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme or magic bullet solution. But here's what I am saying. The words you use, both out loud and in your head, have more power than you could ever imagine. They're like the source code for your reality. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how listening to a sad song can instantly transport you to a place of sadness, even if you were feeling fine before? Or how a pump-up track can suddenly make you feel like you could run a marathon? Or the songs which you listens in the gym, aren't they give you an extra boost to pump more? That's the power of words and the emotions they evoke. Now imagine harnessing that power and directing it exactly where you want it to go. It's not about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about training your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. It's about programming yourself for success instead of failure. And the best part? You can start right now. This very second. Take a moment and listen to the chatter in your head. What's it saying? Is it lifting you up or tearing you down? If it's the latter, it's time for a rewrite. Train your mind on possibilities. Because remember, you become what you think. So why not think yourself into the person you've always wanted to be? And why not act as if? Start small. Pick one negative thought that's been on repeat in your mind. Now flip it on its head. Turn "I'm always broke" into "I'm a money magnet." Transform "I'm so lonely" into "I attract amazing relationships." I know it might feel silly at first, but stick with it. Do it consistently for a week, then 2, then a month. I promise you'll start seeing changes. Your confidence will grow. Opportunities will seem to appear out of nowhere. People will be drawn to your new energy. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that by changing nothing but the words in your head, you've changed everything. If you are using positive words with positive words, if you're training it, it will give you good results. If you're training it with negative words, you will get the same results. Look, it does not matter to the land of a farm what is being sown in it, but you will get what you sow. If we start living this one statement, that you become what you think, your healing will also start happening. You will start looking more attractive. Your charisma will be better. Your suffering will be less. Your self-esteem will be high. You will like yourself more. Your personality will become very magnetic. Basically, this is what you want in life. So all your manifestations will start happening in your life on their own in autopilot mode. So my friend, are you ready to unlock your mind's hidden superpower? Are you ready to start writing a new story for your life? Remember, the pen is in your hand. Your thoughts are the ink, and the pages of your future are blank, just waiting to be filled. What will you write? The choice is yours, but I hope you'll choose to write something amazing, because you deserve it. And now you know you have the power to make it happen. So go ahead, change your words, change your thoughts, and watch as you change your world. Your new life is waiting. All you have to do is think it into existence.